What's up guys, Marcos here, and today we're going to be discussing on whether the Nintendo Switch is still worth buying in 2020. The Nintendo Switch came out in 2017 and was the first portable console that was able to output its display onto a TV or monitor with the use of the included dock. When the Switch originally released in 2017, it did not have many games that released with it because it was a new console and a new platform altogether for Nintendo. So it originally released with games such as Mario Kart 8 and Super Mario Odyssey. Over time, the amount of games that came out for the Nintendo Switch increased, and we got games such as Pokemon Sword, which recently came out like 2 months ago. Since 2017 though, there has been a couple of new Switches that came out. This Switch, the original one, came out in 2017, and we have a new model which looks exactly like this one, but it has better battery life that came out in 2019. And now we have the Switch Lite, which is basically a smaller version of the regular Nintendo Switch. All three of the Nintendo Switches have the same processing power, but they do have varying battery lives for each one. The Switch model with the biggest difference is the Nintendo Switch Lite because it is way smaller than the Nintendo Switch, and it doesn't even have detachable Joy-Cons like the regular Switch does. And to add on to that, the Switch Lite has a smaller battery than both the 2017 Switch and the refreshed 2019 Switch. Now here's the question, should you buy the Switch? If you're looking for a portable console, the Nintendo Switch is quite possibly the best device you can get just for that. If you are looking for a Switch though, you should really consider the refreshed 2019 version or the Switch Lite depending on which one fits your needs. If you want a Nintendo Switch that can connect to the TV if you're going to stay at home and play games on the Switch and put it on your TV, then you should go for the Switch that looks like this, the one with the detachable Joy-Cons and the refreshed version in 2019. If you want something that you're only going to take on the go, then you should consider the Switch Lite. It is smaller. It does have a smaller battery because it has a smaller form factor, but it cannot connect to the TV and it is $100 cheaper. In order to tell the difference between the 2017 Switch and the refreshed 2019 Switch, there's a difference in the model number for the Switches. On this one it says HAC001, but on the new refreshed in 2019 it would say HAC001 and then in parentheses -01. The big difference between these two models, the 2017 and the 2019 versions, are that while the games will look exactly the same on both of them, but on the old model, the 2017, you only get 2.5 to 6.5 hours of battery life, while on the 2019 updated model with the better battery life, you will get 4.5 to 9 hours of battery life. So that's a significant improvement. If you're buying the Nintendo Switch, make sure not to pick up the wrong model because the 2019 and 2017 models are identical and they even have the same price, which is $299. On the other hand, the Switch Lite looks vastly different from this and is $100 cheaper at $199, so you should have no problem if you're going to buy that one. And if I haven't said it before, the Switch Lite has the same exact processors as the regular Nintendo Switch, so there should be no difference in gaming besides the screen size of the Switch Lite. Speaking of screens, the Nintendo Switches have a 720p built-in screen, and that's for all three models, the Switch, the updated Switch, and the Switch Lite. But the Switch Lite, since it has a smaller screen, has a higher pixel density. It doesn't make a big difference, but it just means that the Switch Lite will have an ever so slightly sharper looking screen than the regular Switches. Now for the Switches that can output to TV, both the 2017 and 2019 Nintendo Switch, not the Switch Lite, can output up to 1080p onto a TV or monitor. On the durability of the Switches now, for the original Nintendo Switch, my brother has used this more than me, but he's used this almost every day for the last 2 years, and there is no signs of any problems with it so far. The battery is still fine, and it just works well. The only significant issues he's had over the last 2 years is the problems with drifting on the Joy-Cons. Now, these were the Joy-Cons that originally came with his Switch, but the drifting has gotten so bad on these, he just bought a new pair, and now one of these has started drifting after a year. So that's the only thing I'd say beware, that you might have to either send it back to Nintendo or just take the hit and buy a new pair of Joy-Cons whenever they start drifting. Let me explain the drift issue really quick. Drifting is when the joysticks start to move whenever you're not touching them. So if you have it like this, the Switch might read it as, oh, your character is moving like to the right or to the left, even though you have not touched the Joy-Con. Drifting has been an issue for the entire Nintendo community, and like most people that own a Switch are going to encounter some sort of drifting sooner or later. On these Switches, you can just replace the Joy-Cons, and while that does cost $80 for a set of 2, it's better than on the Switch Lite, which has non-detachable Joy-Cons. It doesn't even have Joy-Cons, and which means you would have to replace the entire system or take it in and get just the joystick replaced by opening it up. In summary, in 2020, there are 2 significantly different models of the Switch now. The Switch, the regular Nintendo Switch that looks like this, and the Switch Lite, which came out last year. Based on your preferences, the Switch is a very good device to use for portable gaming, or even with the normal Switch, you can put it on your TV and enjoy games. There's no other device that can really compare to the Switch right now until another company releases something. This is the way to go for portable gaming. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video informational and useful. If you liked it, please leave a like, sub to my channel, and go check out my other videos. And leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Peace out.